video I want to talk about transporting your dog. How do we go about doing that in a safe manner? We've got our dogs to take with us, to love, to have around us, but how do we do so in a safe manner? How do we get them to and from the vet or from the park or from Kennelwood? How do we go about doing that? Well, there's a couple different options, and I see a lot of different things each day when you show up to Kennelwood. Sometimes I see people that pull up and the dog is just loose in the car. Sometimes I see that the dog is seatbelt harnessed in the car, and other times they're in a crate system similar to this. I want to talk about each one of those and see which ones are better than others, and that way you can make an informed decision when you are transporting your dog the next time. The first thing, and this is the one that I see the most of, is the dog that's riding free in the car. When your dog's riding free in the car, that gives them plenty of opportunity to do things that we didn't necessarily want them to do. We don't want them chewing on the seatbelt, chewing on the cars, chewing on anything else that we actually have inside the vehicle. Or worse yet, we don't need them jumping into our lap. When you have an 85-pound dog like this and he jumps into your lap while you're driving, that poses a huge issue. If you have a 5-pound dog, maybe not so much of an issue, but what happens if that dog got into the floorboard down by the pedals? Now you're worried about that dog, you're trying not to step on it, and next thing you know, you have caused an accident. And now your dog is injured, you're injured, and that's not what we want. A little bit of pre-planning could have solved that problem. So riding in the car free is not a good thing. Even if your dog knows those commands, sit and down, we give those commands all the time. When they're in the back seat, we're telling them down and down and down, and yet the dog doesn't do it. So what are we reinforcing at that point? Nothing. We are just simply allowing our dogs, Kennel, we're giving our dogs the opportunity to do whatever they want, and that's not what we talked about in those previous videos about being consistent. Another thing that I see a lot of here recently are seatbelt harnesses. Now this involves a dog that's got a harness around their chest and it's got an attachment that plugs right into the seatbelt holder. Now this is good. You're not going to turn your dog into a projectile if you stop rather quickly or abruptly, or if you do get into a collision. It's only going to allow them so much extra place to move. They're not going to be able to get up into your lap, so that's another big plus. That way you have free access to see all the way around you. You don't have anything impeding your vision or in the pedals. Another big thing is that we're creating a situation where we don't have to give those commands. We don't have to reinforce some bad things, so like we just talked about, the saying down multiple different times and never reinforcing it. I don't want that to happen. I want them to be able to just chill out back there, go for a nice simple ride. Bad things, if your dog's a chewer, I've seen dogs that can chew through those harnesses. So just kind of keep that in mind. You may have to do some special precautions ahead of time to make sure that that's not going to happen. Another big thing to think about is the fact that some of those things are not the best. So do your research. If you're going to look into a seatbelt harness, do your research. Make sure that it's good and safe for the dog that you have, and make sure that it's going to do what you want. I wouldn't want you to buy a product that's inferior and next thing you know it didn't do anything to help protect your dog. One of the last options I want to talk about is a crate system of some sort. Crates are excellent when it comes to corralling your dog. So now your dog's not running all over your car. Your dog is not jumping into your lap. It's not able to chew on anything other than the crate itself, depending on the crate that you have, unless you put something in the crate with them. So if that was the case, you could put something suitable in there for them to chew on. But now this also gives you the ability to go to the store or stop and get gas and leave your dog in the crate for a short period of time, and now your dog's not running around your car chewing your car up. A friend of mine actually left his dog in the back of his SUV, came back a little later, and the entire headliner had been ripped off. All the wiring had been ripped out because the dog was bored. decided it was a good idea just to go ahead and rip that stuff out. So obviously thousands of dollars in damage, when if he would have just put his dog in a crate, that would have been a very easy fix for that. There are different types of crates out there. There are wire crates, there's mesh crates, there's these hard plastic crates. This is called a gunner kennel. It's a very strong, durable kennel. As you can see, I mean, I have a big SUV, so I can easily put 2 kennels in this car without much issue. Not everybody is equipped like that, but even for your small dogs, you can take that small dog and put them into, like, it's almost like a gym bag. It's a little fabric kennel. Boom, now you can control your dog in the car. You can wrap that around the headrest, put it through the seatbelt, however you want to work it, and now your dog is under control. Once again, they're not under your feet. They're not doing all those bad things. The biggest thing is teach your dogs how to get in and out of the crate. And then, as you can see, Hammock don't really care that he's in the crate. So that's one of those things. And this is how I transport my dogs anytime I'm coming to and from work, or going to a competition, or going to the vet's office. I always have my dogs in some sort of a crate system. That way I can control them. I know that they're safe. I know that I'm going to be safe, and I'm not doing anything that's going to be a detriment to my dogs. Once again, this is going to be kind of up to you. Do your research on those items, whether it be a seatbelt type harness, whether it be a crate system. There's good crates, there's bad crates, there's good harnesses, there's bad harnesses. Do your research. If you need some help, let me know. I will help you out with this. We want you to be safe. We want your dogs to be safe.